Extreme people get extreme results. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI with Elon Musk. The idea of watching a YouTube video is great. The idea of speaking is awesome. But how do you go pro? How do you make a career out of public speaking? And I'm sure you've been watching my videos now and you're thinking, yeah, but when is it my turn to be a professional speaker? I want to go speak to thousands of people and I want to make this my life. Well, if that's you, or you have an interest in public speaking as a profession, well, that's exactly what we're covering in this week's episode of MasterTalk. Hi everyone, Brendan here from MasterTalk, on your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And today, we're covering the art of using your voice to impact millions of people around the globe. So let's get into it. Number one, be willing to present the same talk hundreds of times. A lot of people ask me, Brendan, how do I get paid for a speech? Well, the answer is do it 200 times for free. Think about all of the best speakers in the world. Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Esther Perel, and the list goes on. All of those speakers share a couple of things in common. The first one is they care a lot about their audiences. They would speak for free, even if nobody paid them, to be honest. And the other thing is that they solve a specific problem for the audience. People want to hear that topic. They're interested in it. And that's why the speaker gets paid to deliver the message. So how does this get brought back to you? When I started my public speaking career, I only started getting paid to speak after I gave my talk maybe 250 times for free. So the number one way to figure out if you're going to be a professional is to ask yourself the question, are you willing to do the same thing hundreds of times, period? And that's the key here. A lot of people ask me, they go, Brendan, I'm so bored of this topic. I've presented it 25 times. Can I switch? And I always respond with, if you want to make a big difference in the world, if you want to impact millions of lives, the best way to do it is to be the number one expert in what you do. Talking about public speaking might not be the most interesting thing in the world to some people, but for me, it's a passion. So even in days where I don't want to come up on this camera and talk about public speaking, I do it anyways. You don't want to hear me talk about granola or ties or sofas. You want to hear me talk about the area of expertise that I'm trying to deliver. So one topic, one message, one talk, and hundreds of times over. That's the secret to going pro. Number two, care so much that it hurts. And I really mean this. Think about your great favorite speakers. Could be anybody, really. Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins. What's important about all of these individuals is that they don't have to speak for money. They don't really have to at all. Gary Vee has a 9-figure company. Tony Robbins has 23 different companies. They're all really successful people. So why do they decide to share their message with the world? They do it because their message is more important than the effort it takes to deliver it. Sure, speaking sounds amazing, but to be honest, it's really difficult. You're on a flight for 8 hours. You don't see your family for most of the week because you're always speaking all the time. So the only reason why you would do it is because of the generosity in your heart to want to share that idea with the world. That's why a lot of these people also have big social media presences, because they know that most people in the world can't even afford to watch them give a presentation. Same thing with me. I didn't start MasterTalk to make money, clearly. It was because I wanted to live in a world where everyone has access to public speaking information. And then from that knowledge, I created a keynote around it. But since I create content all the time, it was easy for me to draft something really strong. And then I was able to bring it to the market and charge money for it. But it doesn't work in reverse. You can't just sit there and go, hey, I want to make $3,000 off the speech. So what pays $3,000? Let's go figure. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work because no one is willing to pay that type of money for someone who is not world class at the topic in which they present in. So care so much that it hurts. If you don't have a presentation or a stage to give, start making videos. If you're too scared to make a video, start a podcast. If you don't want to start a podcast, write a blog, but do something that adds value, because that is the right direction and how you get paid as a successful speaker. Number 3, get coaching and mentorship from someone who's already built a speaking business. Look, if you don't have the money, that's fine, but I 100% believe that if you want to get results fast, you need to invest in coaches who have already built businesses in speaking. I coach people, I get coached, and the idea is you need to invest in that too, so you can get to those results a lot faster. I owe so much of my success to them. So I highly encourage you to read books, to podcast, and to figure out what are some of the fastest ways to get paid as a speaker, so you can get that knowledge and get that expertise and make your dreams come true. Because remember, if there is a goal that you have in your life, chances are somebody else has already achieved the goal. And if you're very serious about going pro, you want to learn from the best as quickly as possible so you can be the best yourself. And one last thing I'll talk about is this idea of professional speaking being around other speakers. A lot of the speaking business is referral based, so you need to know other speakers within the business. That's why it's so important for you to build relationships, whether it's through investing in their programs, whether it's getting a coffee with them, and then over time, that is how you build a speaking business. It's not an overnight thing, it's a long game. But if this is exactly what you want to do with your life, then start that journey and master not just your talk, but your speaking business as well. Remember that extreme people get extreme results. If you're someone who really wants to go pro, there's a price to pay. And that price is hard work, tenacity, the willingness to present the same thing hundreds of times over, care so much that it hurts, and invest in the right resources to get you from A to Z in the quickest possible way. And I know for a fact that if you can do that, you'll be able to share your message with millions of people around the world. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of MasterTalk, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. If you know one person who's interested in speaking or public speaking in general, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be one step closer to going pro. See you next time, everyone.